Okay, so it was the morning of cost and management audit paper, and in the morning, I handed over the book, the ICMAI module, to my father, and I asked him to uh, question me the cost accounting standard name, and I'll be telling him what is the what does it stand for, and what is the effective date, right? So, and my father asked started asking me haphazardly, like पहले CS1, फिर CS22, फिर CS15, like that, and I could answer everything, right, along with the effective date. Now you might be thinking, is it necessary for us to remember all the effective dates? So my answer is, you never know. You might get one MCQ asking you about what is the effective date, and everything is very similar. So there is 99% chance for you to get confused in the exam hall, right? So here we are today to eliminate those 99% chances and to rely on that 1% chance. And yes, I'll be giving you some really interesting tricks through which you can remember the cost accounting standards along with the numbers and their effective dates, right? And it will hardly take you 5 minutes after you watch the video to revise it, and I can guarantee you that you will be able to remember it after two revisions. Maybe just one revision is fine. So yes, let's start with the video. So, coming to the first cost accounting standard, it's very important for us to understand the chronology. Chronology समझना बहुत important है. So, the first is your CAS1. So, CAS1 क्या बोलता है? Obviously, whenever we are talking about cost, तो हमें ये जानना ज़रूरी है हमारे लिए कि ये जो cost है ये क्या है, किस तरह का cost है, what kind of cost is it? So obviously CAS1 has to be classification of cost, right? It has to be classification of cost. Now, so CAS1 हो गया classification of cost. Now coming to CAS2, which is after you understood कि ये किस तरह का cost है, then you are like, what is the capacity that we need to know, right? What is the capacity of production that we are going to undertake? So definitely it has to be capacity determination. Right now I am not telling you the trick because for the first four cost accounting standards I could not find any trick. So yes, trick start hoga CS5 से. Now, coming to the next, which is production and operations overhead. Now, if you remember, then in our intermediate, we had this particular cost accounting standard, which is cost accounting standard 3. Right now, it is production and operations overhead, but when we were in intermediate, it was named as only overheads, right? So, that is the third cost accounting standard, which is production and operations overhead. So, first is what? Obviously, we have to segregate the entire cost into different heads. Now, after knowing the heads, we need to understand what is the capacity for which we are going to ascertain the cost, right? Now, what is the third point? Sub decide ho gaya, then we will start manufacturing. So, obviously, production and operations overhead, right? Now, after this is done, next is cost accounting standard 4, which says cost of production or cost of acquisition or cost of supply of goods or services, right? Goods or services. After you're done with the production, what will you do? You will obviously calculate the cost of production, right? ये ऐसे, this is the chronology how you can remember. क्योंकि फर्स्ट चार के लिए मेरे को कोई लॉजिक नहीं मिला या कोई ऐसा इंटरलिंकिंग नहीं मिला. Now, so now you can remember that CAS1 is for classification of cost, CAS2 is for capacity determination, CAS3 is for production and operations overhead. Now 4 is for what? Cost of production of goods or services, whatever you are dealing with, right? Now coming to CAS5. Now we all are aware of the alphabets that we have in English, right? How many alphabets are there? Obviously, you must be thinking, what question is that? So, yes, we have 26 alphabets, right? A, B, C, D, E. E is which number? It is the fifth alphabet. So, cost accounting standard 5 says E and 5. तो कैसे याद रखना है? 5 से आता है E. E से start होता है equalized. So, it is average or equalized cost of transportation. Average or equalized cost of transportation. Now coming to CAS 6, which is material cost, and CAS 7, that is employee cost. I think all of us can remember this because we have done two full chapters on this particular CAS in our intermediate, right? So if you have studied cost accounting nicely in your intermediate, then you must be remembering these two, these two cost accounting standards, which is 6 and 7, right? 6 is what? Material cost. 7 is what? Employee cost. Now coming to CAS 8, which is मटीरियल हो गया, एम्प्लॉय हो गया, उसके बाद क्या चाहिए? उसके बाद हमें चाहिए क्या? नट बोल्ट चाहिए, है ना? नट बोल्ट चाहिए सब कुछ ठीक करने के लिए. सो वो किस में आता है? वो आपका आता है कॉस्ट ऑफ यूटिलिटीज में, राइट? वो सब छोटे छोटे खर्चे किस में आते हैं? कॉस्ट ऑफ यूटिलिटीज. सो ये जो यूटिलिटीज है दैट इज योर CAS 8. एंड अगर आपको ऐसे याद नहीं रह रहा है, सो एक बहुत ही सिली सा इसका लॉजिक है. सी हम कैसे लिखते हैं? सी ऐसे लिखते हैं, यू हम ऐसे लिखते हैं, राइट? ये थोड़ा थोड़ा 8 जैसा दिख रहा है क्या? थोड़ा 8 जैसा दिख रहा है ना? सो लाइक दैट यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि हाँ ये कॉस्ट ऑफ यूटिलिटीज है, दैट इज CAS 8. नाउ यू आर डन विद द प्रोडक्शन. नाउ व्हाट विल यू डू? You will pack whatever you have manufactured, right? So CAS 9 will be your packing material cost. Now another thing which how you can remember this is, okay, this is number 9, right? This is number 9 and this is your P. So 9 को अगर हम उल्टा कर दे, if we consider the mirror image of 9, then that comes as P. So P for packing material cost, right? So that was cost accounting standard 9. Out of 24, we have completed 9, right? Now coming to the 10th one, which is again a very easy one, because we have studied this in intermediate. We had one full chapter over there, right? So there you go, which is direct expenses, right? We know, if you have studied in inter, then you might be able to recall it even without studying. So this is your direct expenses. Then we have CAS 11. Now how to remember 11? 11 is what? 1 and 1. In English alphabet, A is the first alphabet. So 1 का मतलब है A. So A for administrative overhead, right? Administrative overhead. Now coming to CAS 12. How do you write 12? Like this, 1 and 2, and this looks like what? This looks like R, है ना? ये R जैसा दिखता है कि नहीं? So उससे हो गया repairs and maintenance cost, right? Repairs and maintenance cost. Then we have cost accounting standard 13. So इसको कैसे याद रखना है? 1 and 3, right? So 1 एक S आता है in the name of the cost accounting standard 13. There is only 1 S and 3 C's, right? So 1 3 हो गया cost of service cost center. So there is 1 S and 3 C's. So this is your CAS 13, right? 12 क्या था? Repairs and maintenance cost. 11 क्या था? Administrative overheads, right? So now coming to CAS 14, this is very very interesting. Now I'm not going to reveal the entire number plate of my vehicle, but it is OD14X, and then there are 4 digits, right? So in where I stay, the number is 14X. What do you have to remember? 14X. And to be able to ride a vehicle, you need pollution control certificate. You need what? Pollution control certificate. So उससे क्या याद रखना है? Cost accounting standard 14 stands for pollution control cost. That is for pollution control cost, right? This is a vehicle. Okay, drawing इसमें अच्छा नहीं बना, but yes, you understand, right? Now coming to CAS 15, it says कि 5 ऐसे लिखते हैं हम लोग, right? And 5 को अगर हम थोड़ा सा modify करते हैं, तो it can also be written like this. So ये क्या है? This is S, right? So here it is your selling and distribution overheads. So CAS 15 is what? Selling and distribution overheads, right? Out of 24, we could complete 15. Now coming to the next one, CAS 16, right? So before going ahead, let's revise CS 6 क्या है. 6 is your material cost. Now material cost को हमने store में रख दिया, right? We have kept the materials in the store. If we don't use that material, then वो क्या हो जाएगा, that will start depreciating. पड़े पड़े वो depreciate होना start हो जाएगा. So 6 is your material cost and 16 will be your depreciation cost. And along with depreciation, what is the additional word that comes always? That is your amortization cost. So depreciation plus amortization cost, that is your CAS 16, right? I hope this is clear. Okay, now let's come to CAS 17. Now 1 and 7, right? 17 is what? 1 and 7. 1 can be written as I also. 1 and I, they look very similar, right? And this is what? This is your 7. 7 को अगर आप उल्टा लिखो, if you see the mirror reflection of 7, then that will look like F, right? So it will be what? Interest and financing cost. Your CAS 17 is what? Interest and financing cost, right? Now coming to CAS 18. Now, before understanding this, uh, let me tell you about one of my friends. I have a friend whose name is Richa Das. ठीक है, तो रिचा दास का जो बर्थडे है that comes on 18th. So how will you remember that? 1/8 and R&D. R&D मतलब होता है, क्या होता है? Research and Development Cost, right? I have a friend whose name is Richa Das and her birthday is on 18th. So CAS 18 will be what? Research and Development Cost. So that's how you interlink things. Now coming to CAS 19. Now on 18th Richa turned 19. ठीक है, Richa turned 19 and जैसे ही वो 19 की हुई, she started having joint pain. She started having severe joint pain, right? So CAS 19 will be what? Joint cost. Joint cost, right? Now coming to CAS 20. Okay, so 20 को हम ऐसे लिख सकते हैं, this is your 2, this is your 0, right? So वो क्या हो जाएगा, इसके बाद अगर आप YALTY जोड़ दो, ओके, एक्सक्यूज मी फॉर द राइटिंग, बट यहाँ पे अगर आप ये जोड़ दो तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, दिस विल बी रॉयल्टी एंड टेक्निकल नो हाउ फी. सो CAS 20 इज रॉयल्टी एंड टेक्निकल नो हाउ फी, राइट? अब now coming to CAS 21. So 21 is what? You understood that 20 is royalty. And royalty का मतलब क्या होता है? We also refer to the kings as royalty, right? And whenever there is a king, kings always go for quality over quantity, right? So राजा का जो भी खाना होगा या कुछ भी होगा, हमें हमेशा क्वालिटी कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा, क्वालिटी चेक करना पड़ेगा, right? So after CAS 20, CAS 21 is your quality control. CAS 21 speaks about quality control, right? अब quality control हो गया. Then we are coming to CAS 22, which is your manufacturing cost. इसका मुझे कुछ ऐसा मिला नहीं, so you can remember it as 22, 23, 24. Just remember the acronyms M, O and T, right? M, O and T. सो इसको भी ऐसे हम याद रख सकते हैं. 23 जो है, ये M को अगर आप, ये M है, इसको अगर आप ऐसे टर्न कर दो, ऐसे टर्न कर दो तो दिस लुक्स लाइक 3. तो इनके बीच में एक कनेक्शन बना लो. दिस इज द अरे क्या हो गया, okay, so this is the worst thing that you can use to remember things, but yes, that's how I remembered it. So ये हो जाएगा आपका 22 is your manufacturing cost, then 23 is stands for O, so O is your overburden removal cost. Then we have 24 and the last CAS that says treatment of revenue in cost statement, right? Treatment of revenue in cost statement. That's how you're going to remember it. Now coming to the effective dates. Now we will remember these effective dates in groups. What is the first group? The first group is CAS 5 से लेके CAS 12 तक, right? And what is the date? The date is 1st April 2010. Why is it 2010? बिकॉज 5 है यहाँ पे, वी आर स्टार्टिंग द ग्रुप फ्रॉम नंबर 5. 5 into 2 कर दोगे तो दिस विल बी 10. So that's how you're gonna remember that this is 2010. CAS 5 to 12, the effective date is 1st April 2010, right? Now coming to the second group. The second group is CAS 16 to 21. 16 to 21. This is, we left the first group at 12. Now we are coming to 16. Now how will you remember this? 12 को अगर हम उल्टा कर दें तो this will be 21, right? एंड उसके बीच में 2010 से लेके 2014 के बीच में और कुछ नहीं आया था. सो दैट्स वाई वी आर टेकिंग इट एज 1st April 2014. सो दैट्स हाउ यू गोइंग टू रिमेंबर इट. जहाँ पर कुछ भी नहीं होता है समझने के लिए, वहाँ पर अजीब अजीब लॉजिक लगाना पड़ता है जस्ट टू मेमोराइज थिंग्स. नाउ द थर्ड ग्रुप इज CAS 1 and 22. These two CASs have the same date, which is 1st April 2015. The previous one was 16 to 21 and the date was 2014. 1st April 2014. So 14 के बाद क्या आएगा? 2015. So CAS 1 and 22 will be 1st April 2015, right? Now the next group is CAS 2 and 3. 1 चला गया, 1 के बाद क्या है? 2 and 3. So this is going to be your 1st April 2016. एक तो we have two routes to remember this. The first is that after 15, 16 will be there, and in case you're not able to remember, then you can consider this one also. This is 2 and 3. If you multiply these two, then that comes to 6. So here this is going to be your 1st April 2016, right? Now coming to the next group, which is CAS 23 and 24. So this is your 1st April 2017. Why 2017? I have written everything in a chronological manner. So 2016 के बाद क्या आएगा? 2017 आएगा, right? Now the last one, which is CAS 4. This comes मतलब वो अकेले आता है, क्या बोलते हैं उसको यार? This comes single-handedly. So this is your 1st March 2019. Now how will you remember that only this number is different, has a different month, has a month of March? How will you remember that? So my date of birth is 4 and I am very unique. I am different from everybody. So that's how you're going to remember it. CAS 4 का जो effective date है, that is 1st March 2019. 1st March 2019, right? Okay. Now we completed all the CASs, but only 3 are left. CAS 13, CAS 14 and CAS 15. So how will you remember the years? Obviously date यहाँ पर भी April ही रहेगा. Only CAS 4 has March, rest all the CAS have April, right? So CAS 13 क्या हो जाएगा? We have a total of how many CASs? 24, right? 24, and we are asking for the date of CAS 13. So 24 से आप 13 माइनस कर दो, क्या रहा आपके पास? 11. So 1st April 2011 is the effective date for CAS 13. Now CAS 14. CAS 14 is 1st April 2012. How to remember this? ये एक तो आप ऐसे याद रख सकते हो कि 14 was your pollution control cost, and I gave you that vehicle wala example, right? So you have two options to remember. The first one is that we purchased our first car in the year 2012, right? So that's how you can remember. Like it doesn't make sense for you, but it made sense for me. Now the second option is the like CAS 13 was 2011. So उसके बाद वाला जो CAS है वो कब आएगा? अगले साल आएगा, 2012, right? Now coming to 1st April 2013. CAS 15 क्या होगा? 1st April 2013. In the same chronological manner, right? I hope you have understood this. Actually, you don't have anything to understood in this. It's just about the technique which I had used and how I could remember everything. Even though that was my bad luck that no question from this came, no MCQ from this came in my term, but it may so happen that in your term they might ask you one MCQ from this. And in our exam, 2 marks matter a lot. Like it can change the game. So, and this if you use this particular trick, then you don't need any additional things, any additional effort to remember this, right? Now, let's do a quick revision of this. Okay, so now let's do a quick revision of this. What is CAS1? That is your classification of cost. Then we have CAS2, which is capacity determination. CAS3, that is your POO, which is production and operations overhead. Then we have CAS4, which is your cost of production, cost of acquisition or cost of supply of goods or services. Then we have CAS5, which is 5 and E for equalized, average or equalized cost of transportation. Then we have CAS6, जो कि हमने इंटर में पढ़ा था, which is material cost. Then we have CAS7, which is employee cost. Then we have CAS8, material and employee हो गया. Then आता है आपका nut bolt, which is cost of utilities. That is your CAS8. Then we have CAS9. After everything is done, we need the packing materials to pack everything. So CAS9 is your packing material. Then we have CAS10. This also we have studied in inter. एक full entire chapter था. So that is direct expenses, right? 10 हो गए out of 24. Now coming to CAS 11. 11 is what? 1 and 1. So A से start होगा administrative overheads. Now coming to CAS 12. 12 is what? हम अगर 12 को मिला दें तो R form होता है. R से क्या है? Repairs and maintenance cost. Then we have CAS 13. 13, 1 and 3. 1S and 3 Cs. Right? So that is what? Cost of service cost centers. Then we have CAS 14, the most interesting one, which is हमारे गाड़ी का नंबर क्या था? And we need pollution control certificate to run the vehicle. So we have CAS 14 as pollution control cost. Then we have CAS 15, 5 and S. Both look very similar. So that is selling and distribution overhead. Then we have CAS 16. So 6 क्या था? 6 was material. Material को अगर आप store में रखोगे वो पड़े पड़े depreciate हो जाएगा. So CAS 16 will be what? Your depreciation. And depreciation के साथ हमेशा आता है amortization cost. Right? Depreciation and amortization cost. Then we have CAS 17, 1 and 7. 1 को अगर आप देखो तो 1 and I, they look very similar. And if you see the mirror reflection of 7, then that looks like F. So it is interest and financing cost. Then we have CAS 18. My friend Richa Das, her birthday is on 18th, right? So R&D cost. Then we have CAS 19. So Richa turned 19 on 18th. So 19 के होते ही उसके joint में pain शुरू हो गया. So joint cost. Then we have CAS 20, which is 20 looks like R and O. So उसके बाद अगर आप जोड़ दो तो royalty and technical know-how fee. Royalty को हमेशा क्या चाहिए होता है? Quality चाहिए होता है. So CAS 21 is your quality control. Then 22, 23, 24. MOT. 22 is your manufacturing cost. Then 23 is your overburden removal cost. Then 24 is your treatment of revenue in cost statement. Okay, I think ये जो last वाला segment है, I'll try to put it up as a reel on YouTube and Instagram both. So कभी भी revision करना होगा, just go to that reel and watch it. Okay, now let's do a quick revision of the effective dates, which is 5 to 12. It is 2010. Why is it 10? 5 into 2, 10 हो गया. ठीक है? Then we have 16 to 21. That is your 2014. 1st April 2014. I'm not telling you April or March because March is only on 4th, because 4th is my date of birth and I am very unique. So only CAS4 has 1st March 2019. Then we have CAS1 and 22. They both are 1st April 2015. Then 2 and 3, they are 1st April 2016. 2 into 3, 6 होता है, so they are 1st April 2016. Then we have CAS 23 and 24. Again 16 के बाद next आता है 2017. Then CAS4 is obviously 1st March 2019. Now we are coming to CAS 13. 13 को कैसे याद रखना है? Total there are 24 CASs and 24 minus 13 comes to 11. So 1st April 2011 is your CAS 13. Then we have CAS 14, 1st April 2012. Then इसको ऐसे भी याद रख सकते हो कि हमने पहला कार लिया था 2012 में, right? So वो भी वैसे भी आप याद रख सकते हो. Then we have CAS 15, that is 1st April 2013, right? This is the chronology. You can use it whenever you need it. Now, if you find this video helpful and interesting to watch, then do subscribe to my channel. I know and you also know that I deserve a lot more subscribers. so that I'll be motivated to bring such interesting and helpful videos for you all. So share my channel with everybody you know, and don't forget to like the video, share with all your friends, subscribe to my channel, and yes, stay tuned.